Hello there, how are you today? I'm so glad you're here. Actually, I'm glad I'm in my studio because it's snowing out there and super cold, so this is exactly where I want to be. Today we're talking all about makeup products that are perfect for more mature women. Some of the products are designed specifically for mature skin, and some are just products that I've identified that I think work great when you have a little bit of wrinkles and crinkles and less than perfect skin. If you're new here, I'm so glad you stopped by. I hope you'll consider subscribing while you're here and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. This is going to be a really fun video today because we're talking about makeup that's perfect for us, more mature women. But it gets even better because it's in collaboration with my dear friend Melissa from Mrs. Melissa M Beauty here on YouTube. You guys know her, you love her as much as I do, and I'm thrilled to be working with her again. I was thinking about what it is that I love so much about Mrs. Melissa M, and I made a list. I really did. There is something I enjoy so much about her and her channel, and I thought I would share with you a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff that I've gotten to know because I'm on YouTube too. You know, we sort of talk behind the scenes. And I came up with 5 things that are really special about Mrs. Melissa M. Number 1 is that she just has such a sweet heart. And she is a sweetheart, but she has such a kind and loving heart, and it is true. Exactly what you see when you watch her videos, that's exactly who she is. She is so kind and so gentle and just such a wonderful soul that it's really a joy to be her friend. Number 2 is that she knows so much about makeup. I am telling you what, that gal knows more about makeup than almost anyone I know. She has been a makeup lover all her life and it shows. If you want to know something about makeup, ask that gal because she has a wealth of information. Number 3 is that she also has the best suggestions. I have purchased so many wonderful products that Mrs. Melissa M has suggested because she always finds the really good stuff. I have clothes that I've bought from her recommendation, brushes, makeup, just a whole list. I've even joked with her that I'm just going to send her my debit card to save myself a step. Number 4 is that she is so pleasant to watch. Truly, when you watch a Mrs. Melissa M video, it is like you're getting all cozy and happy, and it's like hanging out with a friend. It really is a joy to watch her videos. If you haven't seen one of her videos, you've got to go over there right now and check her out. It's going to become one of your favorite places to stop by here on YouTube. And number 5 on my list of the 5 things that I love about Mrs. Melissa M is that she makes the world a better place. And what I mean by that is that, you know, things are a little bit bumpy out there right now, and there are people that make it worse and people that make it better, and she absolutely makes the world a better place. So thank you, Mrs. Melissa M, for partnering with me again. It is so fun to work with you, and I cannot wait to go over and find out what you're sharing in your video. You know, we don't share ahead of time. I'm going to watch it the same way you are. I will have Mrs. Melissa M's video listed down below, so when you're done watching here, make sure you go on over there, click the like button, the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and let her know that you stopped by. We're going to hop right into the makeup now, and as always, all products that I use and mention today will be listed and linked below, so super easy for you to find. And with that, let's hop into it. The first product I'm going to use today is actually one of the favorite products in my makeup collection. This is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Blurring Face Primer. I really like this primer. It is at a drugstore price. It always does a great job. One thing I can say is that I have yet to meet a primer that I think, oh my gosh, you know, this is the be-all end-all of primers. I just haven't. But I have a lot of primers in my repertoire that I think are very nice and do a good job at a good price point, and this is one of them. It feels very silky and smooth going on. It does a good job of just kind of laying down a nice canvas on my skin, and you can see it really does have blurring properties. It just sort of smooths out your skin tone. The next product I absolutely do recommend, hands down 100% for women with more mature skin, because I have gotten wrinkles and crinkles and lines and discoloration on my upper lids. I really like to have something opaque as an eyeshadow primer in order to cover that up. This Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer does that. You guys know how much I love it. And by golly, you just need the tiniest little amount. Even though it's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, it is such a bargain because the little tube that I have is a travel size, and I think it's around $13 or $14. And I have had this tube, gosh, over a year easily, and I still have a ton of product in there. So when it comes to covering up all the discoloration on my lids and prepping them for eyeshadow, I love this stuff. I went ahead and just sort of did my brows a little bit before I hopped on camera, and I used my favorite, the Revlon Color Stay Brow Creator. I'm in the color Blonde. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to be working with today is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Golden Goddess palette. I just picked this up a couple of days ago. I haven't even swatched it. The reason that I love the Charlotte Tilbury formula for mature lids is there's something unique and different about this particular formula. It's not like other eyeshadows in that the formulas are very sheer, they're very flattering, and I think that they work perfect for more mature lids, particularly if you have a problem with your eyeshadow creasing. There's just something magical about this formula. It's not that it's heavily pigmented, it's more that it just puts a beautiful sheer wash of color over the lids that, in my experience, does not crease. I think that it's very, very flattering for very mature lids. Now, of course, it's Charlotte Tilbury. It's expensive. At least in my book, it's expensive. One of these palettes runs $53. But if you're looking for an eyeshadow that really works beautifully for mature skin, I can tell you that my experience has just been phenomenal with the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow formulas. One thing I want to say is that there are different formulas within her range. Some of them are much too sparkly and much too glittery for my taste. There are some that work really well. We're going to see if this is one of them today. I'm going to take my Angie Hot and Flashy 503 brush and dip it into this color right here. It's a primer color, and that's going to go all over both lids from the eyebrow down onto the movable lid. Now I'm going to take that same brush and dip it into this color right up here. This is called Enhance. Get a little bit on my brush, tap it off, and that's going to go over the movable lid and up into the crease area. One of the things that I really love about the Charlotte Tilbury formula, they're so quick and easy to work with. You can put together an eye look in just a couple of minutes. I've cleaned that brush off, and now I'm just going to really blend it out from that enhanced color up into that primer color underneath my brow, just to make sure that the edges are really smooth and blended in. Now I'm going to take a smaller brush, this is the Angie 502 brush, and I'm going to dip it into this pop color right down here, get a little bit on the tip of those bristles, tap it off, and that's going to go right into the crease and along the outside edge of my movable lid. Just to add a little bit of emphasis to the outside corner of my eye, deep into that crease and down along the lash line a little bit. Now I'm going to go back in with that blending brush and just blend that color in. Blending is so important when your lids are not as smooth as they used to be. And that's it for the eye look. Super quick, super simple, and so very pretty. These shadows just give the most beautiful, subtle color on the lids, and it's almost impossible to overdo the formulas. They're just so very well done. Now we're going to hop into the L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. I'll have to tell you, I haven't used this. I just got this in the mail from L'Oreal. I do love a lot of the products in the Age Perfect line. This is the latest release. This is a tinted balm, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than a foundation, and you can see the color right here. This is the color Light. This product retails for $16.99. There's 8 shades in the line. The shade range is smaller because it's one of those that's supposed to kind of coordinate with the color of your skin. What they say about this is that it makes your skin look firmer. Okay, it smooths lines, conceals imperfections, and evens tone. We'll see if that actually happens. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my rougher foundation brush. Just get some of this on my brush. I haven't used this at all, so I'm not really sure how it's going to go. It does do a nice job of covering up the red with that tone. I'm going to bring it down my neck a little bit. It feels very hydrating going on and cooling and very, very moisturizing. I'm going to take my sponge and just go ahead and start pressing that in. I think that color is working out fine. It looked pretty yellow when I first put it on, but it's really shearing out nicely. All right, what I have to say now, it's pretty amazing for a balm. It did a pretty good job of covering up my age spots over here. The coverage is more than I would have expected, and it looks very, very pretty and skin-like. Clearly, it's not the coverage of a regular foundation, but I really am surprised at how it has evened out the skin tone, covered up my age spots, and it looks very natural. So here's how the foundation looks on the skin. I'm surprised. It's really pretty. It has done a good job of covering up all the little doodads, and it looks very natural, and it feels very, very light. In other words, it hardly feels like there's anything on my skin at all. This is really an interesting new product. I'm kind of curious to see how it wears throughout the day. If it does wear well, this could be a good find. Now I'm going to work on my under eyes, and what I forgot is that I forgot to put my under eye corrector on when I was doing my primer. I love this stuff. This is from Beauty Pie. It's their Under Eye Genius Corrector. I haven't found an under eye corrector that works as well as this one, because not only does it cover up my under eye circles, but it holds onto my concealer like no other. I don't set my concealer now at all. This does a great job of just laying my concealer down. It has a little bit of an illuminating property to it, which I think is so very pretty. So just a little bit of corrector underneath my eyes. And you can see it's really covered up my purple circles already, and my under eyes look a whole lot better just with this. As a matter of fact, there have been a number of times, a number, that I have forgotten to put on my concealer because I had used this before and my under eyes looked so much better. For under eye concealer today, I'm using my favorite. There are so many good under eye concealers, and it seems like everybody has their own favorite. This is the one that I really enjoy. This is the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Under Eye Corrector. And of course, you can clearly use it on other parts of your face. I just use it underneath my eyes. I love it. It does a great job. It's a nice bright color because I like my under eyes to be a little bit lighter than the rest of my face because I get so much shadowing under there from the skin not being really taut. So this has just been a great under eye corrector, and I love working with it. Goes on really easily, covers up all my stuff, sets down really nicely. Just one of my favorite makeup products. For contour today, I'm going to be using my favorite contour. It's expensive. There are other great contours out there. This just is my favorite. This is the one I enjoy using the most, and I love the look of it. A very similar contour at a lower price point is from Kat Von D. This is her gel contour. I'm in the color Cool. This is very, very similar. So if you're looking for something like this with a little lower price point, you can check out the Kat Von D. Today I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury. I love this so much. It comes in a little squeezy tube. I generally don't like these, but with this it seems to work really well. So I'm just going to start placing that around my face, down along my chin line, and you can see I look ridiculous right now, but it's going to work out, I promise. Then I'm going to take my stipple brush and start blending that in, and although it looks really dark right now, it really just blends in so beautifully. There's something about the transparent color of this and the formula that to me is just so very pretty. Now I'm going to go in with my sponge and just really press that in and smooth it into the skin, particularly around the edges, so that it's a smooth transition from the contour into the foundation or the balm. Doesn't that just put a pretty look on the skin? It looks so natural, and the cream formula just soaks into the skin so beautifully. For blush today, I'm going to be using one of the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. That's harder to say than it sounds. These are so beautiful, and I like the fact for mature skin that this is a cream formula. If you'll notice today, I am using all cream products because they soak into the skin and just look so beautiful and so natural. These Milani blushes are very affordable and just wonderful. So a little bit on my fingers, and I'm just going to tap that on my cheeks, and it looks pretty bright right now, but you can watch it how well they blend into the skin. I'm just going to continue to tap that in, and I'm keeping to the upstairs area of my cheeks to give a little bit of look of a lift. Just tapping that in. Now I'm going to take my sponge and press it in, and I'm going to pay special attention again to the edges so that it really melts into that foundation. And look at what a pretty natural look that is on the skin. I just love those blushes. They look a little strong when you first put them on, but once you start blending them in and tapping them in, so very pretty and so very natural looking. Today for highlight, I'm going to be using a product that needs more love. This is really a good little product. This is from L'Oreal and it's their Lumi Glotion. This is a cream highlight formula, and of course it's one of those formulas that you can use it for a number of things. You can see it right here. You can put it underneath your foundation to give you a little bit of glow, or you can use it as a highlighter, which I'm going to be doing today because it gives just such a beautiful natural glow to the skin without sitting on top of the skin looking heavy or accentuating the lines and crinkles around my eyes. So I'm just tapping that in a little bit on the tip of my nose because I can't resist, and a little bit on the front of the cheeks. And you can see, oh my gosh, just so very pretty and natural looking. And with the cream product, it's not going to sit on your skin like a heavy powder and look unnatural. It just really soaks in and just enhances the look of your complexion. So very, very natural, very pretty, not over the top. I think it's a wonderful choice for mature skin. Today for my eyes, I'm going to be using my regular trio, the L'Oreal Lay Liner. Today I'm going to be using the color Brown Denim because I want it to look a little bit softer than a black. And for my eyelash primer, I'm using my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer. Love this stuff. And my Roller Lash from Benefit. I'm going to put these on and I'll be right back. For lipstick today, I'm going to be using one of the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. What I love about this for my lips is that it doesn't bleed into my lip line. It sits down and stays and doesn't end up feeling incredibly dry during the day. Clearly, this type of lipstick is going to feel a little bit drier than, let's say, a satin lipstick, but it does stay put. For my lip liner, I'm going to be using the NYX pencil. This is Sable Rose, and I'm going to top it off with a little bit of gloss right on the center. This is a City Lips color. I don't really need to use a lip liner with the Maybelline matte ink, but it's just easier for me to get the lipstick in the right place if I line my lips first. This is in the color Inspirer. Isn't that just the prettiest pink? Now I'm going to take my Tinseltown from City Beauty, and I'm just going to touch that right on the center of my lip to give it just a little bit of highlight in that area. Here we have the finished look. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm, what a surprise. This looks amazing on my skin. I wish you guys could see it in person. It looks skin-like. It feels like there's nothing on my face. Didn't collect in my pores, did not give me polka dot pores, hasn't collected in my little wrinkles. I always get it down here. Looks skin-like. I'm really impressed. I'm surprised that there's as much coverage from this as there is. It really has covered up my age spots and evened out my skin tone. I'm in the color light. There's only 8 shades in this line because it kind of tints out to your skin tone. I'm really surprised at how good this looks. I'll continue to use this. I'll have a review for you guys in a few weeks' time, but right now for me, this one's a thumbs up. The Charlotte Tilbury Golden Goddess palette, this is a good one for mature skin. Some of her palettes are a little bit too glittery for me. This one is beautiful. The reason I love the Charlotte Tilbury formula for mature eyes is that it's so subtle, just puts the most beautiful wash of color on the lids with a really nice flattering finish. And you saw how quickly the eye look came together. They're so easy to work with, and I think it's almost impossible to look overdone with the Charlotte Tilbury shadows because they're so well formulated. Again, this is the Golden Goddess palette. I love the look today, and it went on so quickly. I think the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion should be in every mature woman's makeup collection that puts just the most beautiful glow on the skin and doesn't sit on top of the skin and make my wrinkles look deeper and more noticeable. It really is a wonderfully versatile formulation. You can put it underneath your foundation or use it as a highlighter like I did today. Love, love, love this. The Milani Cheek Kiss blushes, I think they look so natural on the skin. Love the wide selection of colors. I have several in my collection. And the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks, these are wonderful if you want your lipstick to really stay in place for the day. They have a wide color range, and of course they're a drugstore price, so super affordable. And putting just a tiny bit of City Beauty gloss on the lips, I didn't go down to the edge, so it's not going to create any kind of lip line action. I just kept it on the center of the lip, and it gives just a little bit of accent and makes the lips look a little bit plumper. I had a lot of fun putting together this makeup look for more mature skin, and I'm so grateful that Mrs. Melissa M. joined me today. I hope you found it fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you stop by and see Mrs. Melissa M. I cannot wait to see what she's going to be putting together. Her looks are always so very beautiful. I'll have her channel and video listed down below. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 and over 60 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. I get so tickled when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.